Hi guys, welcome back to Rosita. So it's been over a month since I have uploaded any video, but in the last long video that I posted out, I did tell you guys that what's going on. I'm going to America, and now I'm back here, back home. And I'm happy to be back. I can't wait to get back to work. But yeah, this is kind of just an update on everything that happened in the month that I was there, in the 1 month, well, nearly 1 month that I was there. So, I probably should be making a list. I actually did think about making a list, but I don't, I feel like just talking about whatever, but so here's a list of things that I got up to and that I experienced. So the purpose of this trip was two things: seeing my family again and just soaking in all of that lost time in the last 4 years um, that I was not with them. And two, just kind of like not acting like a tourist, but acting, well, as best as I could because I don't actually live there, but kind of getting a feel of what it would be like to actually like live there. And the purpose of this was to see if I am serious about, moving over there. If you know me well, you would know that since I was 16 years old, I've always felt like drawn to America. Um, and I know why. Like, if you've met me in real life, I've probably spoken about it. I've maybe even mentioned it on this channel in the hundreds of vlogs I've put out. But yeah, I don't really feel like getting into that aspect. But anyways, yeah, I always felt like I belong there instead of here, mainly because of the American accent. Even though, I wasn't born there, I have an American-ish accent because I learned English through American tapes, and it always just stuck. So, but other reasons as well. But anyways, yeah. So the conclusion that I've come to is that I do love America enough to move there, and I am going to begin the process, but it's going to be a long process, not just because a green card is very hard to get, and I still don't even know what route I want to take. I still don't even know if I want to apply for a green card, or what status I want to apply for my like, to become an American citizen. I don't know what route I want to take, and I still have to think very hard about that. I still have to see how the rest of this year goes, if my plans, if my ideas that I'm about to speak about are even gonna work. Like, there's so many routes for me to take because I have family there. I've made connections there. Like, I was invited to listen to some live music, and I met somebody there who could be a potential connection for work. They gave me their number, and they said, if you end up coming here, let me know. I'll give you work. I'll find something for you. Maybe, I don't even know completely, but that's like the very last option, I think, or it's just something to keep in the back of my mind. But, like, I could just, the ideas that are floating around in my head on how I'm going to do this is, the best way, I think, would be to work my ass off, pay off everything tying me to Australia, like any debt that I'm in, any things that I owe, any help that anybody needs financially, help everyone around me that is, like, that is struggling, that is part of my family, help as best I can, and then save a certain amount of money, and save that money in order to be able to have a leg to stand on whenever I move out there. I don't know, maybe even with that money, the money that I intend to save over the course of the next 2 to 3 years, if I decide to not take the route of just going over there and working, and instead staying here where I have a job, where I have, stability, in some shape or form, which is the most likely route that I'm going to take, because I believe that it's the most sensible route to take. Because if I just decide to drop everything and move over there at the drop of a hat, it won't feel like a final decision. It won't feel permanent to me. It won't feel, because I still feel like there's something that is dragging me back here, and I don't really think that I want to come back here. At least not for a while. After I move there, that is. Because in my mind, this was always the plan. This was always the plan in my life anyways. It's just accelerated a lot quicker, and I think that I'm ready. It's not that I hate Australia. I don't hate Australia. I don't hate Australians. It's a me thing, This is where I feel. Obviously I don't really feel like I've ever resonated with the culture here. And I have nothing but love for this place. Okay, I'll be honest with you. There are things that I really don't like about Australia and Australians, but it's not, I don't want to leave with this negativity. It's just the last couple of years with the COVID stuff, I was just really put off by everything that I saw in the government, in the behavior of Australians, how compliant they are. And I get it, because everyone thought that we were just in a deadly pandemic, and everybody was panicking all over the world, not just here, but over there. As I understood it, they weren't as controlling. And that's what my cousin told me. She lives in LA, so she lives in one of the most blue cities. And Democrats, it's not very debatable that Democrats are usually bigger government, just like Labor over here is bigger government. So yeah, I just feel like it's time for me to just be in a new scenery, and I felt myself getting bored. I was bored. I'm getting bored here, everything is so, as a Sagittarius Venus, and a Pisces rising, it's just, there comes a point where I just need new scenery. And I don't know if, no matter what decision I make, I don't think I'm going to be the type to regret it, I don't think that I'm going to be the type to say, shit, I made a mistake, I'm going back. I'm never going, okay, not never, but I don't want to be the type to go back. If a challenge arises in California for me, which is the first state that I'm going to be living in, then I'm not going to run back to Australia, I'm going to try to find a different area of California to live, or a different state to live that meets my needs more. Just yesterday, I was on Twitter just scrolling aimlessly, and I see something like this, and I know that it's at first I panicked. I called my cousin. I said to her that this might happen. You know, after what we went through with the COVID era, people are gonna just comply and comply and comply. But then she talked sense into me. That was just a fear talking in my head, and it's not going to work because people are just not going to accept it. You know, it's, and I forget this sometimes myself. You know, the 2030 agenda. It's not going to work in reality. It's just a little fear tactic game that the elites are playing with us to get us riled up, to get us going crazy, to get us, because fear debilitates us. And I know this because in 2021 fear debilitated me. It traps me in my house. It didn't allow me to see a bigger picture. And it didn't allow me to create and work on my own life because I was addicted to it. And fear is addicting. That's another thing. But I don't think that the 2030 agenda is really going to work. But yeah, so that's where I'm at right now with what my conclusion was. I love America. Even in 2019, when I was there for only 2 weeks, I miss it so much. It felt like leaving home to another home. It really did. So now I'm going to get into the things that I got up to there. So, as I said, it was mainly, you know, a lot more easygoing, a lot more family oriented. But I also spent like a week in Huntington Beach, and that was amazing. The Airbnb that I stayed at, the people were amazing. They had the cutest dog. Oh my god. And I was just like riding a bike everywhere. Like I did go with taxis to a few places, not very many, but I was walking a lot and I was bike riding a lot. And I went to the California Zoroastrian Center. I went to Newport Beach, pretty sure it was, with a friend. And we met another, well, he's not my friend, but he's somebody that, like, he's somebody that is a YouTuber. I'm not going to say who. Doesn't really matter. I mean, it does matter. It's like, of course, I'm happy to have met him, but, yeah, that was pretty cool. That was, even though it felt like it was a 5-second meeting up or whatever. I also met one of my other influencers, news reporters back in LA, so that was pretty cool as well. He's pretty nice. Everybody that I met was very nice. And for July 4th weekend, my cousin and my mom and I, we went down to San Diego, and that was amazing as well. Staying at the hotel though was not ideal because we all had to share one room, you know, and mom and I had to share a bed, and that was frustrating as hell. Most of this time I'd been either sleeping on the couch or sleeping on the same bed as somebody else, so it was not ideal. So being in Huntington Beach, just being in my own space and not being, you know, woken up by people, woken up by my cousins who were coming late back home. Coming back home late. Sorry, I don't know why I do that sometimes. And yeah, just having my own freaking room where nobody was disturbing me and I just was able to, you know, have my own space. That was very nice. Not that I don't like sharing that time with my cousins. Every minute with my cousins was precious. But something that really bothered me and made me very sad is that I ended up coming just as my cousin closed down her cafe / bakery. That's one of the most heartbreaking things that was that I experienced throughout the pandemic. The pandemic, where everyone got sick and shit, whatever. I wasn't there to really be able to see her cafe, you know? I mean, I did see her cafe in the end, but it wasn't the same because I wasn't there at the grand opening. I wasn't there, I wasn't able to visit at all throughout the year or something that she had her cafe. And that was sad for me. And another thing that was sad as well is that I actually didn't get to see, like, for this trip only. For this trip, I didn't get to see my cousins or go to any other state. The main focus was California, and I was like, it's not that I didn't have the money, because I did. I had the money to do whatever I wanted, but I just didn't have the time, I guess. The timing wasn't right, because we went to a concert and we did a couple of road trips, and yeah, the money issue wasn't as bad as the timing issue. I should have stayed. Like, even the last week that I was there, I was thinking to myself, this doesn't feel like a completed trip, you know? It feels like I stayed too short of a time. I should have stayed until at least mid-August or something, because there was more live music to go to, and more events to attend, and that was just hitting me the last week that I was there. I was talking to like an Uber driver who pointed out that I have a lisp, and I was like, ah! Oh well. I have a lisp. It's cute, cause I'm cute. That was cringe. Sorry. But yeah, I got into a car accident. Well, not me. Like, my cousin who was driving me to an Airbnb. We got into a car accident while we were on the freeway, and that was fucking terrifying. It really was, because it could have been really bad, but my cousin, he had really good control of the car and the situation, so that was really good. What else? We went to a Shahram Shahpara concert. So Shahram Shahpara is a very well-known Persian artist. He's very elderly though, like, and he said this is his last concert for a while, because he's going into retirement. Now he's tired, he wants to relax, he wants to enjoy retirement life. But yeah, it was a very fun but emotional concert as well, because he is retiring now. And it was emotional because we talked about Iran and what's going on over there, and how we pray and we hope and we wish that we can get our country back. I mean, we've been wishing for decades. We've been wishing for a very long time, really, because Islam took over. Okay, you know what? I don't want to go into a history lesson. Anyways, yeah, that was a beautiful night. That was an amazing night. What else happened? I went to Sea Legs. I went to listen to some reggae music, where I met my friend over there as well, and also the friend/connection that I made for work. July 4th weekend. I'll insert a few clips in 3, 2, 1 of my favorite moment. So I really love that part where, like that part. That makes my life sound like a movie or something. I like the part of the video where, or where the woman said, "I love you, America." That was very touching. Um, it's nice to see that there are people in California who aren't, like completely American hating Democrats, or progressives or whatever. What else? Yeah, this trip has really changed me for the better. I feel very refreshed. I feel like I'm purposeful again. Seeing the family after I hadn't been able to for that amount of time, it was crazy. Uh, and I know that uh, getting permanent residency into the States is going to be an uphill battle because there are still a lot of crazy injection requirements going on over there, including the mRNA that must not be named. I feel like I'm ready to do everything that I've been kind of afraid to in my life. Um, and that's a very empowering feeling. Uh, I'm not who I was 4 years ago. The last 4 years of my life have been crazy. The 2021 was the craziest year because 2020 I just kind of glided through it. 2021 was where all the trouble really came. But I'm okay now. I'm in a much. I just feel different. I feel like I've matured in a way that I can't even describe. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for what's ahead in my life. Um, it's gonna be a crazy ride, and that's where I'm at. Hope you like this video. Like and subscribe. Leave me a comment, and have a lovely day or night. Bye, guys.